Hey everyone, I'm Richard and I want to welcome you to Cowboy Survival. You know, a couple of weeks ago I did a video where we went to Hobby Lobby and I went all around the store, found a whole lot of really cool items that you could use in your prepping, in your camping, little things that would help. And one of the things I found was this package of 4 candle tins that you can use to put wax and store stuff in. They're $6 for 4 of them, pretty good deal. And so what I decided to do, I brought them home and I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna make a fire stove, sort of a little stove in a can. Now these sell, if you buy these on Amazon, you're gonna pay about 10 bucks for these, but you can make them at home really easily. The main ingredient is gonna be sawdust and paraffin. And we're going to actually show you, I'm actually going to walk you through how to make one of these things. But we're going to put that in this can, and then when you light this thing, it's going to burn really, really hot, I think. It's because it's got sawdust and wood in there along with the paraffin. We're going to add some lamp oil to it, and I think you're really going to like how it turns out. So let's just go see how we do it. So before I show you how to do it, let's go look at the item itself. This is what happens when it ends up with. Now I've stuffed some jute cord down in there to sort of use as a lighter, as a wick to get it started. But it looks like this sort of on the inside when it's done. Part of that, the reason it doesn't smooth over is because the wax got all sort of sucked up into the wood. So the wood is now impregnated with the wax. So that's sort of like the reason it looks the way it looks. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to light this thing and we're going to see how well this thing really works. Well, if I can get the lighter light. So that thing is going to burn really well. It's going to be a nice steady heat, and it's probably going to burn for several hours. So you can boil some water over it, you can heat up a meal, you can use it just to light your campsite if you want to, sort of as a little torch. To put it out, all you have to do is take the lid, put the lid over the top of it, and it's out, just like that. So you're not going to need a lot for this project. First, you're going to need to go to Hobby Lobby and get a package of these canisters. Now, there's only 3 of them in here right now because I've used one of them and I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute, but we'll use another one when we make the project. So you're going to need to buy these crafty candle tins. For $6, you get 4 of them. They're $1.50 a piece. They're a really good deal, I think. Then you're going to need a can or something to melt your wax in. You're going to need some paraffin to melt, and you're going to need some lamp oil to add to your mixture to make it a little bit more flammable. You're also going to need, I think, something to hold the can with, because this is going to be in the fire and you don't want to grab that with your hands. So I use a pair of these alligator pliers. I just grab it like this, and it's a really great tool for lifting things out of the fire. So that's what you're going to need for this project. So the last most important ingredient for this project is going to be sawdust. So I have a friend of mine, Sean, he has a workshop, and I asked Sean, bring me some sawdust. And I thought he was going to bring me a baggie full of sawdust. No, he brought me an entire box full of sawdust. Much more sawdust than I would probably need in a lifetime of making these little stoves, but that's your final ingredient. So I will go ahead and tell you that as I'm getting ready to build this fire, the original sound on this video just didn't come out right at all. There was a terrible whining sound going on, something wrong with my microphone. So I'm voicing this over, but this is the original video. So I'm going to get out my fire starter, out of my little fire tin, and we're going to build a fire here because we're going to need this fire in order to melt the wax that we're going to fill our tin with. So the fire is going really, really well. It's about ready for me to go ahead and start heating up our wax. So we're going to let this burn down just a little bit more, and then what we're going to do is find a nice spot to put our can so we can melt the wax. So I've let the fire burn down, and now it's time to put, I think, my can into the fire and start melting this wax. Now, the way I built the fire, I don't really have a good spot to put it, so let me put it over here, and I'm actually, yeah, boy, there's just not a good spot. Tell you what, let me move some of these sticks around, and I think what I can do is I can actually find a spot that I can sort of stick this thing just right in the middle of the fire. I got to pick it up there, almost spilled it over. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to jam this down into the fire, and that should start melting that wax almost immediately. Now, what we'll do once this wax melts down, we'll add the lamp oil to it, and then we'll be able to really start making this little canister stove. So I've got my wax just about melted. Then I'm going to take my lamp oil and add my lamp oil in just a moment. What I've got is got my canister. It's full of sawdust from that box that my buddy gave me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that canister of sawdust with the wax mixture, with the wax and the lamp oil in it. So my wax is all melted. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything set up, and I'm going to add the lamp oil to this. Now, two things. First of all, I don't like adding the lamp oil while it's on the fire because I think there's too much danger of the lamp oil igniting. Second, I don't like to use lighter fluid. I prefer to use lamp oil because lamp oil is not as volatile as lighter fluid is, and so it's not going to have that explosive burn. It's going to be a little bit safer to use. Now I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Then what I'm also going to do, I'm going to latch onto this can with my pliers, and we're going to pour that wax into the canister with the sawdust. Now before I do that, let me arrange everything here a little bit. I think what I'm also going to do is grab another stick here, and I'm going to use it to sort of stir that slurry up as I add the wax, so that I make sure that the wax really penetrates and gets all around. I don't know if that's really necessary to do this, to stir it like this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so we get that sort of stirred up a little bit and get it all mixed up really, really well. I'll set the excess wax to the side, and I think I actually probably have a little too much wax in there, so I could probably add some more sawdust, and I think I'm going to. So I'm just going to grab another little handful of sawdust over here, and we're going to put that in this can and add that in there as well. This can take a lot of sawdust, a lot more than I had in it, and so we're just going to push that down in there, and that's going to contribute to a little rougher look in the finished product. It's not going to look as smooth on the top, but I'm not looking for it to look pretty. I'm looking for it to be very functional. Add a little bit more sawdust, and then I'm also going to take some jute twine, and I'm going to stuff some jute twine down into this to sort of make a wick to make it easier to get this whole thing started. So what you can see is I've got this stove going, and I'm going to just put my cook pot right over that. I've got those stones, so that'll prop right there, and we're going to boil that water. I'm going to show you that we can actually boil water with this little stove. So this has been sort of a win and not so much of a win. The stove, while it works great, the wind blows that flame all over the place, and it just hasn't been able to be steady enough to get the water to a rolling boil, though you can see bubbles at the edges. So I think the water is certainly hot enough to cook with, it's just not boiling. So that stove, while it's great for heating things up, is probably not going to be really great for getting a rolling boil with your water. So that was a pretty fun little project with the little candle tin that we found at Hobby Lobby. Now, I think a bigger tin would probably get you a hotter flame. That tin is working really great to heat the water up, just didn't really get that water to a rolling boil. Hey, hope you enjoyed it. Go try it yourself, see if you can improve on it. In the meantime, stay strong, stay prepared, have a blessed day, and we'll see you next week right here on Cowboy Survival.